All right, so we're laying out where the first bathroom window is going to go. And when you're doing this, you really want to be able to start with the smallest window possible. You really don't want to go on to your big slider or like a big window. Start with something small that you can kind of perfect your system and then move on to the next more complicated, crucial windows that really need to be perfect. So one thing we came across right off the bat, I know I said earlier in the videos that it's really crucial to level this thing out. And that really comes into play if you want to be using a level when laying out your windows. So in our case, we actually didn't follow our own instructions because we jacked up the front a little bit more because we wanted to be able to get underneath it with the intentions of going back later and jacking up the back and putting an additional block in there to give us a little bit more ground clearance to work underneath. We haven't done that yet, so when I threw the level on the floor, we're maybe a 1/4 inch out over 4 foot, which means from the front of this trailer to the back, it's going to be quite a bit off. So, which simple fix for us, but we're not going to get into that. We want to get into a window. So always take into consideration, you can't use a level if what you're working off of is not level. Because then when we level this, now the window's not. So that's a really crucial part of this. But we've got a little trick that we can show you. If you want to lay out your measurements on your floor, you found the center of your window. What we're now going to do is just take our level and we're going to bring it over to the wall. But now keep in mind, because I'm not working off of the level floor, my mark is probably a 1/4 inch out of exactly where I want it. So I have to take that into consideration. But if you have a little bit of play left or right and it's not a crucial location for center, then we can go ahead and mark that on the wall. So now that we've got this mark, what we're going to do is we know that's our center of our window. We're going to pull a measurement off our floor to approximately where we want to put our window. And since this is going to be a bathroom, I'm not going to put it any lower than probably 48. I'm actually going to go even higher. I'm going to go 52 to the bottom of my window. So now what I can do is, I've actually got a stack of wood in the way here, of course, when I talked about putting your material where it's not going to be in the way. But I'm not going to need to move that. So I'm just going to put it down a little over here. We'll put another mark at, what did I say, it was 52? So we got 52 again. So now I'm actually going to put this one more time, because I put it on the inside here. I put this one on the outside. It's going to be easier for me if it's on the outside. So that when I take my level, I'm now not using this level to level. I'm actually going off my measurements because I know the container's not level. So now I've just got it right on this mark, right on that mark, and I can draw a line just across these ridges. Now we have, actually my window's going to be over here, so I'm going to extend this out a little bit further. That's kind of why I was saying I didn't need to move that wood, because I've got a long enough levels. They make 6-foot levels, 8-foot levels, all this stuff you can pick up over at Home Depot, Harbor Freight. So now I know all the marks across, which are gonna be level when we level this container, because we went off the floor. So now what we can go ahead and do is I've just cut a chunk of cardboard. We're going to use this as our template to just get into these corrugated panels so that we can connect our dots. So pretty simple. Just use that to go across. There's no level or anything. I'm just using it to set it in there. Makes it really simple, but don't use a piece of cardboard that you cut this unless you use something super, super straight, and it was perfect. So this is like the factory edge of the cardboard, and then I just literally just real quick cut it off. But I'm making sure I'm using this edge, which is real straight, for making my, connecting the dots. When putting in the window location, before you start doing any cuts, like where we want to put our first window is going to be in a location that we can kind of shift it a little bit to the left or the right. So when possible at all, try and land it in the exact same location on the corrugated panel as you can. And you can, with the system that we're going to teach you, you can cut it bigger. You just can't do it smaller. So find that center point, make it a little bit bigger, and then slide it to the left or the right to try and land. I'm halfway on the out portion here. I'm halfway on the out portion there. So when we get outside, it's going to look nice and uniform.